Hello, hello! Perfidious Pete here, with what could potentially be one of the final episodes of this Build 13 run through XCOM The Long War. As you can see here, we've got little Lindsay Lohan cooking in a tube, fermenting, if you will, and less than 5 days until we crack open her barrel and find out if she's matured into a full-bodied Merlot or soured into a bitter red wine vinegar. By which, of course, I mean either she gains her last Scion rank, or she washes out of the XCOM project completely as an abject, miserable failure. I just employed the booze reference because, I mean, come on, it's Lindsay Lohan. Seems pretty obvious. Anyway, smart money is on Lindsay washing out faster than a sidewalk drawing in a thunderstorm, but if that happens, I have to admit that I'm going to be the one that's full of vinegar if she does, not so much Lindsay herself. So I say we get on up to mission control here and get to scanning.
New promotions available in the armory.
So that I have an excuse to be grumpy other than Magil Barrett's constant reminders about promotions I don't give a shit about. And I'm just going to say this again, Magil. Before this run-through completes and we activate that Gallop Chamber, I am going to find the panel that's concealing your voice synthesizer, and I am going to smash it with a fucking crowbar like Gordon Freeman on a meth bender. I'm going full-on Half-Life on your shit. That's what I'm saying, Magil. Anyway, ordinarily this is the spot also where I'd give you a quick summary of our last encounter. But it was such an insultingly weak punch from the aliens that I really don't feel it merits a mention. If you want an idea of just how pathetic the alien effort was, I'm just going to say that Dane Cook, Iggy Azalea, and Vanilla Ice were the better part of our ground operation, and those are three people who I ordinarily wouldn't trust enough to fetch a loaf of bread from the store, but they still completed the mission without a single casualty, so that should tell you just how weak the aliens' resistance was. Heavy floater captive, you know what? Sure, India, why the hell not? We're coming up on the end, is my sincere hope, and at this point I think I can afford a little largesse. Particle cannon is complete. That is actually quite fantastic. That means we can send both of our mech troopers into the temple ship fully equipped with a particle cannon. That's good. Particle cannon is just a little extra damage, and I have to say I really think we're going to need all the fucking damage we can get for the temple ship. I really do. Justin Bieber, you are the bitter, bitter fucking failure. I mean, speaking of abject, miserable failure, sir. Good sweet goddamn. This is like the 6th time you failed to learn this psychic power. And you know what? I'm going to shove you back in the tube, Justin Bieber, because my sincere hope is that we can complete this entire run-through while you're trapped in a tube, and I can just abandon you there to fucking die. With humanity saved, I'm never going to let you out, Bieber. I'm just not. You're going to be in there until either you learn that power or starve to death. I don't know why I'm disappointed about Bieber's performances. As many times as he's failed this, my expectations should be so low at this point. The only way he could disappoint me is if he tripped trying to get into the tube, smashed his head open, and died before he finally crawled in. And even that, let's face it, wouldn't be that big of a fucking disappointment at this... Yeah, at this late hour, wouldn't really be that disappointed. Back to scanning, then. John Ratleguizamo is our next active side trooper, and John Ratleguizamo we actually want to succeed.
Contact detected.
Alright, looks like the aliens are making one last desperate gasp here with a small UFO. I'm torn about this particular situation. I wouldn't mind just exploding it. We could send up Moose Keitel and just have him wreck it, and that would allow us to power through and get Lindsay's training completed, more than likely. But also I wouldn't mind... I mean, it's an opportunity for some Illyrium, and I wouldn't mind a little extra stockpile in case we want to build something before we go to the temple ship. I don't have anything specific in mind. I think we've got everything I really am interested in taking, but I don't want to have to farm in case like we need a ghost grenade or something just out of the blue that I decide I want to take. I'd like to have enough gubbins to build it, so I'm going to send up Flounder Mallory here. If Flounder splashes it, that'll be fine. Or if he brings it down and we have to raid it, we can put together some sort of team that can take it down. I do want to mention, though, Flounder, despite being a sort of late arrival to the XCOM project, he has been a solid little interceptor pilot. He's done some pretty damn fine work. Oh, okay, alright. So no longer than he's been a part of the crew, I do want to give him a proper credit and praise there. He really has been a strong little interceptor for us. If he'd have been one of our chief pilots, he'd be right up there with Banjo, Cornhole Champion Thompson in the kill ratio. I have no doubt about it. Anyway, he spawned a mission for us. I'm comfortable with that. That's fine. Muton Elites, Mechtoid Seekers, and an Outsider. This is somewhat stiffer resistance than our last small UFO, I have to admit. We're going to do it. Here's the thing. We're not going to take any troopers on this mission who we might even want to theoretically consider sending into the temple ship. If there's even a chance we would send them into the temple ship, their asses are not going on this fucking mission. So, let's clear this shit off. I see Jaden Smith right there. Paris Hilton, Reb Brown, all troopers who might easily wind up going into the temple ship with us. We don't want that. Reb Brown, who is better, you or Jaden Smith? Jaden Smith has a better aim and a higher defense. What psychic powers does Jaden have? Jaden has Mind Fray. I know he has Panic. I think that's it. Mind Fray and Psi Panic are it for Jaden. Reb has... Oh, no, he has Distortion Field as well. Okay, so Jaden is probably better than Reb, because I think Reb just has Mind Fray. Reb, you just have Mind Fray and Panic, right, buddy? I mean, I'm not denigrating you, Reb Brown. You are an immortal madman. Yeah, so it's just Mind Fray and Panic for Reb Brown. Alright, so Reb Brown is theoretically available on this mission. Tara Reid, of course, is going into the... She's going on a temple ship. I hate taking her cursed ass into the temple ship, but she is pretty powerful. She has camouflage. So it'll probably be, if we go with 2 scouts, it would be Tara Reid and Jaden Smith. Rihanna is definitely... We're going to take 1 sniper, possibly 2 snipers, but that sniper is definitely going to be Rihanna. There's a case that we could... You know, there's really not a case that we would take 2 snipers. We only have 1 suit of Seraphim armor. We would have to take another sniper on foot, and they would have to be using a Gauss rifle. So we're only probably going to take 1, and that sniper is going to be Rihanna. She is our best sniper. So let's have Amanda Bynes lead this mission. We're going to make items available here. A last hurrah, possibly. I mean, it's not out of the question that Lindsay Lohan fails on her next mission. That's easily a thing that could happen. But assuming it doesn't, this may be the last hurrah for some of our troopers here. So I'm pretty comfortable with using at least a decent team on this one. And we had, you know, Mactoids, Muton Elites. Those guys are nothing to sneeze at. Wouldn't mind taking one of those elites captive if possible. I wouldn't mind having an extra alien heavy plasma in case we need a last minute piece of gear. Again, I don't think we will, but I always like to hedge a bet. You always hedge a bet. A wise man once said, always hedge a bet. For scouts here, I think we're probably just going to take Immortal Madman Reb Brown. That's exactly what we're going to do, actually. It's going to be Reb on this mission. I don't want to take any kind of chances at all. Reb's not going to get a go on the temple ship, so we're going to give Mr. Golf Ball-sized Throat Nodes himself a little bit of a last hurrah here. Archangel Armor for the Rebster. Little reflex cannon, battle scanner is fine. Psy grenade for Reb, because fuck, I might eventually remember to throw the son of a bitch. Except I'm not going to, because I'm taking a chemical grenade instead. We got a Mechtoid on this mission. Chemical grenade will hold us in better stead in all likelihood. Infantry troopers. Lindsay Lohan is definitely out. 1, because she's in a tube. 2, because we're going to need her. Sean No Angel Pen is available. Tay Groovy Diggs, though. You know, we might take Tay Diggs instead of Sean Penn. He has a better aim, got a higher willpower. He doesn't have quite as much health, and he's a little bit slower. Sean Penn, though, no psychic abilities. Tay Groovy Diggs does have psychic abilities, including Panic, and just a higher base defense as well. His foot speed is the only problem, but the issue with that is on a temple ship, speed isn't all that cracked up to be. It's a lot of really narrow corridors and stuff. You don't necessarily need to be the fastest trooper to get a shot. This one, though, we're just going to go with Hugh Real Steel Jackman. Little last hurrah for the Wolverine here. Been a while since we had old Wolvie out and about to do anything. Wouldn't mind seeing him get one last crack at those alien bastards. So we're going to send out the Wolverine here. Scope, laser sight, high capacity mags. It's got Hugh Jacksman sorted. We do want a assault trooper as well, and our assault troopers for the temple ship are definitively going to be Miley Yaya Cyrus, and probably it could go either way. Sir Sidney is good. John Dr. Worm Flansburgh also good. Likely it would be Sir Sidney Portier, just so he could slap the taste out the mouth of some alien bastards. And as such, I think maybe we send Dr. Worm here. They call him Dr. Worm, folks. He's not a real doctor, but he is a real worm, an actual worm. He lives like a worm. Also plays the drums, which is unusual for a worm because they don't have arms. But I digress. Walker servos, breaching ammo, of course, in case of muton. Bring breaching ammo. We already know there are mutons in this particular mission, so it's not really in case of. It's just a bring breaching ammo situation. What else have we got here? We got a sniper, scout, infantry, assault. All right, we're going to want a medic, a gunner, and an engineer. Paris Hilton. There's potential that we take Paris Hilton on the final mission. There is, but I would probably say our final mission gunners, as strange as this may sound, are going to be Nikki Crater Minaj and probably Joss Whedon. Joss, of course, recently psychically powerful. He's got a good foot speed, a fine aim. He is one of our sort of stationary stay-in-place gunners, plenty of health. A case could be made for maybe taking Megan Desert Fox, but I like Joss Whedon's defense better. Who do we want to give a little sort of last goodbye to here? We do have a Mechtoid, so we should probably take somebody with some heat ammo. You know what? This may be the last go-round for old Nikki Crater Minaj here. Although there is a case for taking the Crater instead of Taylor Moose Lautner. Moose is faster, though. His aim is slightly lower. Defense also slightly lower. He also has slightly less health. But the extra foot speed... This is a tough call, actually. You know what? I'd rather take Nicki Minaj. I really would. It's going to be Nikki, who's cratering that temple ship for us. So this will be the last hurrah for old Taylor Moose Lautner, then. You know what, Moose? I gave you a lot of shit over the course of your XCOM career. Most of it deserved, I'd like to point out. But I'm going to miss you, buddy. It's been... you've had a fine career with us. A fine career. Done your country and your species fine service, sir. Though your kill-to-mission ratio would speak differently. You know, numbers aren't everything. It's not all about stats. Some guys are Kevin Euclid. Titan armor, plasma nova gun, scope, laser sight, high capacity mags. The Moose is sorted and ready for his final go-around. You know, I'm saying this final go-around like this is the last mission. It's totally gonna fucking cause Lindsay Lohan to fail. I am aware that I am crushingly jinxing myself. We want a medic. You know what? In the event that I am jinxing myself, I'm gonna hedge my own bet again. I'm gonna hedge my hedge a little bit. And take someone who's not a master... Well, never mind. I said I was going to take somebody who's not a master sergeant, but that would be Alan Hawkeye Alda, and Alan Alda can go fuck himself. Let's just take the surgeon. This may be the last hurrah for Chris the Surgeon Brown, or Chris Dr. Fist Brown, as I would have named him if I had a better sense of the dramatic, but it's a missed opportunity. But anyway, possibly the last hurrah for Chris Brown, and again, another trooper who's been with us since almost the beginning. I would feel remiss if we didn't give him a chance to get a 1-to-1 kill-to-mission ratio. I really would. Or, well, he's going to have exactly a 1-to-1. We'd try and let him pad his stats a little bit. And we've got an engineer here, an engineer spot, rather, and I think we've got a similar situation going on this one. Kim Junkyard Kardashian has been with the project, again, almost since the beginning. Kimmy has been with us the whole goddamn entire row that we've hoed here. Sacrificed her husband for the XCOM project. Never forget, Kanye West, fallen hero. Little North is an orphan. Kim's got to raise him. She's a single mom now. That's going to be a tough gig, especially for a veteran. We know Kim's going to have some PTSD issues. So, we wish you all the best, Kim. This is going to be a little last hurrah for you as well. A little icing on the cake. One chance to get a little bit of Kanye-flavored revenge, just so you can... you know, boost your ego as you continue forward in this crazy mixed-up journey we call life. We also need a mech unit. For the temple ship, I'm pretty much sold on the fact that our mech units are going to be Tiger, Cougar, Woods, and probably Drake. So let's go with, you know what? Let's take one person on this mission who's not a Master Sergeant. Catherine Zeta-Jones has been an excellent little mech trooper for us. She really has been a solid member of the team. I think Kathy Z deserves one last hurrah as well. We're going to give Kathy Z the combo plate. Of course, that Electro Pulse probably for the Mechtoid. We're going to give her some Illyrium Turbos just to help out with her foot speed. Kathy Z, not the fastest trooper we've got, so... That's got her sorted. Let's get stuck in, ladies and gentlemen, on what may be your final mission as members of Team XCOM. Getting a very Matthew Modine and Harry Connick Jr., maybe a little Sean Austin kind of feel from this, sort of a Memphis Belle kind of air about the mission.
Dropship has arrived.
Really does feel like the end of an era. Alright, so Operation Twisted Palace.
For the next operation. Our target touched down inside a major urban center.
Wouldn't be a mission unless Bradford correctly identified a major urban center, folks. Fuck me, I wouldn't know how to feel if he didn't get it wrong at least one more fucking time. Also, we hate you forever, Bradford. When this shit is over, I may murder Bradford. I really might. Once I know that humanity is safe, if I have to just straight up murder him in cold blood,
Copy, Big Sky.
I would still feel that that was a life well lived. Hey, we haven't played this map in a bit. This is interesting. We haven't had this small intercept map in a while. I'm not complaining. Variety, of course, the spice of life. Also, you know, pepper, cumin, cayenne pepper. There are many spices in life. I don't know why variety gets all the fucking accolades. Seems like maybe, I don't know. Fuck, cinnamon is a pretty cool spice. How come you never hear damn cinnamon is the spice of life? What did cinnamon ever do to deserve such an ignominious reputation? That's what I want to know.
Moving to position.
Anyway, we've done this map enough to kind of know where to deploy our battle scanners. We're going to flip one over... Let's flip one out actually up in this direction. Occasionally there will be a pod over nya. And if there is, I'd like to spot it. Usually they're over in that direction, but we have a longer range battle scanner available from Kim K. We can flip that out there with old Kimmy. Looks pretty safe. The Red Brown, let's have you advance to there. That's good. Not at a dash or anything, just sort of a nice stable pace. Kathy Z, our most durable unit if you want to head up that way for us. Alright, that's fantastic. You've established that it's clear for us to sort of stand in the open. I don't think anybody's going to be any further forward. Kathy Z, just because of speed issues, I don't think anybody's going to be fast enough. Yeah, you know what? I don't want to risk having Moose pop a pod. Let's not do that. Real Steel, why don't you go cop a spot beside your buddy the Moose there. Amanda, we'll come back to you in just a moment. And Kim K, just move as far forward as you can and give us one long-range battle scanner. This one's for Kanye, Kimmy. Do it for your fallen man. He was taken from you far too young, cut down in his fucking prime. Ah, the albums he had left to write. So we revealed nothing with that? I gotta say, I'm a little bit surprised by that. Okay. Alright, so just, we'll overwatch then with our last couple units. You know what, Rebster, why don't you move to a little better cover? I don't necessarily like your position there. Alright, so we got enemies coming in on our right flank. What do we got? Seekers. Alright, that's fine. We can deal with Seekers. They're gonna stealth. They're gonna fly into this battle scanner and uncloak themselves. Yep, pretty much. So we're gonna get a couple Overwatch shots here from Kathy Z. Settle down, guys. It's just a pod of Seekers. Good sweet Christ, you act like you never fought Seekers before. We noticed that, Amanda Bynes. Actually, that was not one of your better shots. So, Kathy Z. She's a close combat specialist. She has Sprinter. None of these guys are really close enough to the ground for us to do anything truly awesome with a proximity mine. Let's have the Moose head over here. We're going to have Moose take possibly firsties if he can get a good shot at the commander. 51% is not really what I was hoping for. MK has hollow targeting. She could make that shot somewhat easier. As could the Rebster. You know what? Let's start things off with Red Brown then. Can't use our panic or any psychic abilities on any of these units, of course. As robots, they're going to be immune to that shit. We could do some real nasty stuff with Reb instead of hollow targeting. We could make some really good use of his in the zone ability. Let's come back to Reb in a second. Chris Brown's got to move. That's pretty much a given. You know what? I think probably hollow targeting with Kimmy is going to be her best bet. So let's have Kim hollow target the main enemy here. Also, not a terrible hit percentage chance here. Despite what looked to be well off the mark, Kim did deliver a connect for us. But let's have Taylor Moose Lautner take his follow-up shots then. A little bit of rapid fire with some heat ammo. Nice wrecking shot from the Moose. Follow-up, of course, misses as is Moose's custom. He likes to take the celebratory shot rather than double up on that shit. Chris Brown not in a fantastic position. Dr. Worm, likewise, not particularly well placed. What can Amanda Bynes do? Amanda, can you close that guy out? Yes, you can. Go ahead and do that for us then, Mandy. Oh, Mandy, you came and you gave without taking. But I'm a Barry Manilow song. Oh, Stacy, you weren't even mentioned in the song. Because Barry Manilow had trouble rhyming anything with Stacy. Alright then, Real Steel, this is going to be pretty suboptimal cover for you, buddy, but if we need to, we can have Chris Brown drop a nice little smoke grenade on the whole pack. There's one unit that he can't see. Very interesting. Alright, let's have him go for the longest distance shot. This would be the hardest shot for Reb to make if he had to. Alright. That actually should have been a rapid fire shot. We're just going to move Chris Brown. We'll revisit him in a moment. So that leaves us Dr. Worm, Kathy Z. You know what? Let's start firing it up with Reb Brown. Alright, Reb, show me some in-the-zone action here, buddy. Show me why I trained you. Show me why I hired you. Show me why I was patient with you despite your golf ball-sized throat notes and continual insistence on driving around in a golf cart. Yeah, you really didn't show me what I needed to see there, Reb Brown. I mean, one kill was fine, but that was not really your finest hour, Reb. So, Kathy Z is going to deliver a kill for us. That's a death blow. And that just leaves us with Dr. Worm here. Dr. Worm is not going to get a double up on anything. Here's what our goal is. We're going to try and get close with Dr. Worm and Kathy Z, so that if the aliens try and make a move to get around us, we can get some close quarters combat shots. Dr. Worm with a whiff. And that just leaves Chris Brown then. And I got to say, Chrissy, it's going to be a little bit of smoke grenade for some of our less well-defended troopers here. But Chrissy's popping smoke. And that's going to do it. Let's see what these Seekers have got left. Stealth mode, that's going to do them no good. Alright, so somebody should get the guy a wallet under his tongue for that fellow. He's gone into full-on seizure mode. Poor little thing.
Superficial wound.
2 damage to Kathy Z. That's pretty goddamn superficial, Kathy. You are right. On an interesting side note, by the way, if you ever do see someone who's having a legitimate full-on grand mal seizure, don't try and stick anything in their mouth, because they will fucking bite your finger off. When your muscles are seasoned like that, the jaw pressure on someone is pretty significant. You really don't want to try and put anything in their mouth. You actually can't swallow your own tongue. It's physically impossible. They're not in any danger. Just don't. They're only in danger if you try and jam shit in their mouth. Just sort of let them be and let the seizure pass.
Back online.
That was your public service announcement today from Perfidious Pete.
On it.
The more you know. Ta-da! Just imagine a little star flew over my head.
Roger that. Scanning.
Probably should have had a reload there as opposed to
Good copy. Moving on
going
target.
on Overwatch. If this pops a pod, though, I may not regret that decision wholly. It did not pop a pod, however, so now, of course, I regret it bitterly. So we took out, what, 6 Seekers there, and this is a 12-man mission. We got a Mechtoid, at least 2 Outsiders. That's going to make 3 9, so we're looking at probably 3 Muton Elites, somewhere in that neighborhood, roughly.
Rolling out. Back
I'm going to reload for Amanda the Man Binds. We'll get her on Overwatch.
Affirmative, covering now.
Although her first Overwatch wasn't exactly fantastic. It was, you know, she took the shot at least. Dr. General Mr. Jiggles doesn't always give great advice. And I gotta say,
Reloaded.
I'm spelling a little bit because I am gonna miss that blood-soaked Dr. Clown. I really am. Sure, he's a lunatic, and yeah, he mutilates a lot of innocent people, but motherfucker really knows how to tell a joke. I mean, he knows how to have fun, Dr. General Mr. Jiggles. He'll eat your eyeballs after, you know, a night on the town, but goddamn, while you're out with him and tell the whole eyeball eating part, you're gonna have a whale of a time. You really are.
Okay.
MK is gonna move forward a little bit for us, and we actually already flung a battle scanner out here. But you know what? I'm gonna go it again. I do not want to get surprised on this mission. I don't want to lose any of these guys on what should be their swan song. I don't want anyone getting killed pointlessly so close to the end. No Murtaghs in this shit. No, oh, he only had 1 day till retirement bullshit here. We want everybody reaching the retirement age and, you know, growing old on a pension. That's what we want to go for. Preferably growing, you know, old and bitter on a pension, because bitterness and oldness go together like peanut butter and jelly. So I'm told. A meld canister. Boy, we should really bust our humps to try and score that. You can't see me, but I'm shaking my head no sarcastically. Sort of like the sarcastic clap, but without the clapping. Alright, so these aliens got to be well back behind the ship. We can afford to advance at a pretty good clip here without a whole lot of fear. Reb, if you would, buddy.
That's what we're
Real steel, cop squat behind that log. Let's step up the pace here, fellas. Moose, you can head over there. Huge, you're probably alright where you're at, buddy. A little Overwatch for you. Let's see what Team Aliens got for us here. Alright, so the Mutons are clearly clustered up in that ship. So we're probably looking at like 3 Mutons, 2 Outsiders who are going to be on patrol in the ship there. Let's get Dr. Worm. You know what? We're going to lead things off with a dash with Dr. Worm here. If he spawns the pod, that wouldn't be worst possible scenario. He didn't, of course. There's Dr. Worm. Alright, so if he's that far forward, then Moose Lautner should be safe to take cover behind this tree. He did. Fantastic. Real Steel, I got a log with your name on it, buddy. I'm not talking about that actual log. I mean, I sort of got to take a shit. And I'm going to write your name on it because I have no idea why. Not sure what would compel me to scribe my own words.
Position confirmed.
You know what? Just forget I said anything because that was a real weird tangent. It's like Scrimshaw, but with feces. Not that, you know, that would or should be a thing.
Yes, Commander.
Chris the Surgeon Brown, why don't you take your medical kit and advance forward there, just like you go on Overwatch, in case anyone needs some emergency surgery. Red Brown, you should be safe to go to here. And we probably have enough Psi Panic that even if we pop a full-on 5-man pod, we could probably just panic them all. Although it sounds like the Mutons are over to our right now, which doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense because they weren't there a moment ago. I'm actually tempted to try and get that meld canister. We'd have to run and gun to do it. You know what? Fuck it. Why not? Let's get the meld canister. Dr. Worm, get up there, buddy. Oh, the meld canister closed, and I'm an idiot. Alright, Taylor Moose Lautner, get in a firing position for me. Get on Overwatch. The aliens playing hard to get. They're, really showing a little hesitance to kind of poke out their faces because they know we're going to fuck them up. They're like the asteroid in Armageddon.
Got it.
It doesn't want to show us its face because it knows we're here to kill it.
Roger. I've got my eyes on.
Red, Brown. You know what? You're probably good where you're at, buddy.
Commander.
Let's get Kim K a little closer to the action, however.
Rolling out.
Normally, Kim K is the action. Am I right, fellas?
Roger that. Scanning.
And Kathy Z, we're going to have you just
I'm
step
on
up
my way.
on par there with old Hugh Jacksman.
I'm watching.
And we'll put you on Overwatch. Alright, aliens, come on. You got to come out and play sometime. Oh, aliens, come out to play. Alright, so what do we got there?
Let's take them out.
Mechtoid 3 Muton Elites. Not really a problem. Possible chance for a capture here, if we're completely honest. Alright, so let's figure out how we want to approach this. Who's on Overwatch? Just the Mechtoid. Surgeon and the Moose don't really have a whole lot to offer here. Kim K has some potential
Aye, aye, Commander.
for mayhem. Let's have Kimmy advance.
Contact.
That's what I was worried about. Alright, so things have just become a little less tenable. Can anyone see those Muton Elites except for Dr. Worm? No. Alright, we can have Dr. Worm just straight up fall back if we need to then. Man to the man binds, what do you got? Get a flank shot on one of those Elites. That's 9 damage. It's probably not going to kill him. And when I say probably not going to kill him, I mean 9 damage is absolutely not going to kill him. Let's take out this outsider instead. He's a little more of an immediate threat. Now, granted, we have a lot of other troopers that could shoot at that guy, so this may not be the best use of company resources, but I just want to double up and make sure we're not going to get anybody shot back. Dr. Worm, if he needs to, can crawl in his nice little worm-like hole and just take some cover. Real Steel, you get a terrible chance to finish that guy off. How about you, Reb? You know what? I'm going to have Red Brown pull a flush shot, see if we can push this guy out of cover, and maybe give Real Steel a little better shot. Yep, that guy is now flanked. Nice work, Reb. That's exactly what we needed from you, buddy. Chris Brown, 76%. Let's get you a kill, Chris Brown. You deserve it. God damn you, Chris Brown, you piece of shit. This is going to be your final mission. That's the performance you're fucking going to go out on? You're human garbage, Chris Brown. You're fucking toxic poison in skin. Alright, so Kim K, how far can you throw a grenade here? Not necessarily as far as I would like. You're also not in fantastic cover, though, but I don't want to move you forward to get... You know what? We're going to have Kim Kardashian hunker down. Kathy Z, you're just going to go on Overwatch.
To Overwatch.
Dr. Worm, you are going to fall back to full cover.
Heading to that location.
Lightning reflexes, Mechtoids, suck it. Yep, right there. There it is. Right in front of your lips. All you got to do is open them up and suck it. Yeah, you know you want to suck it. You're kidding me, Dr. Worm. You can see that guy from there? A little disappointed in you, Wormy. A little disappointed, buddy. Overwatch for you. Moose, get on Overwatch. Bring it here, Elites. You're going to take some Overwatch from both Kathy Z, Taylor Moose Lautner. That looks like a miss. Well above the target. Means we're unlikely to get this guy killed with our Overwatch. You're gonna throw a grenade at Catherine Zeta-Jones?
Integrity is
Oh, that's actually very bad. We've got 2 troopers with no cover now. The aliens could really do a number on us here. This mechtoid could theoretically take somebody out. Now, he did get his face fucking hammered in by Chris the Surgeon Brown and Taylor Moose Lautner. But we've got 2 troopers with no cover. I can't believe he shot at Dr. Worm. Alright, well, we may get out of this then. So we do have to have somebody pull this Overwatch, and I think it's probably time for Operation Reb Brown to hit into full effect here. So, Reb, thank you for not drawing the Overwatch, by the way. Appreciate it. Wow, that's a terrible shot. We'll come back to Reb Brown in a moment. Most likely, Reb Brown is going to be using psychic power for us. We could do some real naughty stuff with Dr. Worm. We'll come back to that trick as well. MK, how far can you get a grenade up there? The answer is just far enough. All right, let's drop this bad boy. Gimme, if you would, please. Fling it. One thing we can say about Kim Kardashian, unlike her counterpart, Kristen Stewart, Kim Kardashian has never accidentally thrown a fucking battle scanner at one of our enemies. That's not ever happened to Kim Kardashian. She just throws grenades. Battle scanners when we need to look at something. She's never actually bounced a battle scanner off an enemy's head and expected it to explode. Kristen Stewart, she's done it a couple times. Alright, so Chris Brown's got to find some cover. What do you want to do here, Chris? Let's get you up here. You got vision on... Oh... Well, that mechtoid is very badly damaged. We could possibly take it out. And by possibly, I mean we could almost definitely eliminate it if we wanted to. That may be our best bet. This is a solid move. So this is going to expose Catherine Zeta-Jones to, 1, some Overwatch, 2, sort of some less than desirable levels of aggression, but it's going to be okay. She's going to get a kill on this mechtoid who, yeah, I'm assuming he was on... Oh, there's another... Interesting. I probably wouldn't have done that if I'd have known there were 2 guys back there on Overwatch. I mean, I should have known because theoretically I'm capable of basic mathematics and counting. All evidence to the contrary, of course, but I should have known that. So there we go. That didn't get a kill? Okay, I was going to say, that should have just straight up killed him. That's pretty much what we were looking for there. Our plan that we had to employ Dr. Worm, though, with his double shot ability, likely is not going to pan out. We do have an opportunity for Taylor Moose Lautner to run forward and take 2 flank shots on this jackhole. That'll kill him. Not that that's a bad thing. I mean, we want him dead. Is the 1 shot can't miss if we just take the single? And you know what? I'm going to take 96 and save a little ammo. So there we go. Man, a thunderous shot, by the way, as well. Executioner triggering there, and you can see some of the benefits of that ability. There's a reason it's on the list of stuff people can take. It has its moments. It really does. A very nice shot from Chris Brown. So Chris Brown gonna prove that he ain't going out like a motherfucking bitch. He actually is gonna do some work for us. Red Brown, speaking of work, gonna take that outsider off the fucking menu for us. Get that shit sorted. That leaves us with Hugh Real Steel Jackman and John Dr. Worm Flansburgh. They call him Dr. Worm. He's moving in. So Dr. Worm going in on our last enemy unit. He's going to take a little poke at him. Not a fantastic shot, but not a terrible one. Dr. Worm, of course, delivering the damage. They say doctors don't make house calls anymore, folks, but Dr. Worm, he's the exception to that rule. He will come to your house, and he will blast you in the face with a shot of beautiful plasma. Or, you know, whatever your particular fluid of choice is. It doesn't necessarily have to be plasma. This guy's going to throw a grenade at Dr. Worm. Oh, or at Catherine Zeta-Jones, because, I don't know. I guess he's just trying to be a jerk. Dr. Worm, you've earned it, buddy. This one is for the team. We could capture this guy. I would prefer you just fucking end him. Thank you, Dr. Worm. Nicely done, buddy. You earned that one. That was, you've had a career filled with strong performances, Dr. Worm. I honestly am a little bit verklempt that we won't get you an opportunity to be on the temple ship, because you do, sincerely, Dr. Worm, deserve the chance to be there and prove to the world just how good you are getting on the drums, but it's not going to happen, buddy. 11 damage from Kathy Z for us there. And I have to assume our outsider friend is about to be a greasy paste. We're going to increase the chances for Taylor Moose Lautner to get that shot. We're going to destroy this panicked outsider's cover here. So, you know what? Actually, I'm not. There's a very particular reason. The right move here is to throw the grenade and destroy his cover. I'm not going to do it for one reason. We've had, in the past, some pretty significant problems with units that are panicked when their cover gets destroyed. They don't behave properly, and it bugs the mission, and I would prefer to not crash this. So, even though this is definitively the wrong way to handle this situation, I'm going to do it this way just out of an abundance of caution. And there we go.
Excellent work.
So Operation Twisted Palace, possibly the last time we're going to see a number of these troopers. And I am genuinely getting a little misty here. Some of these guys have been with us a long time. 240 some missions. They've been with us, fighting the good fight, struggling for humanity, just trying to keep their heads above water, make a even bigger name for themselves. It's yeah, I'm getting a little misty here,
Excellent work, Commander. I'm
You Real
impressed
Steel
you were
Jackman,
able to
Reb
recover
Ryder
so
Brown.
much of the mount
We'll never
substance
forget the
without
first
any
time the immortal
casualties.
madman wandered into a chrysalid, was the first person to ever get hit by a chrysalid and fucking survive. I mean, that's going down in the annals of history, folks. Reb Ryder Brown walked up to a chrysalid, let it punch him in the face, and then he just fucking kicked it to death like it was nothing. Like it was nothing. Kim Junkyard Kardashian, flinger of 1,000 grenades. We'll never see her like again, folks. Sectoid Corpse, Mutant Elite Quartz, 11 Illyrium, which is good. We actually, if by some chance now we need a little extra to build a particular piece of gear before we hit the temple ship, we will have the opportunity. That's good. But, you know, my mistiness here aside, my sentiment getting the better of me, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. Of course, if you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Your support really does mean a lot to us. And if you'd like to see more daily XCOM, consider subscribing as well. Of course, we're going to probably launch a Build 15 run after this one finishes up, so won't be any interruption in your Perfidious Pete service. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.